Hello, my name is He Zilong. I'm an undergraduate student at the Beijing Wuzhi University in Beijing, China. The paper I will be presenting today is titled Research on Carbon Emissions of Production Contribution Sectors under the background of double carbon. The content is listed as follows. My presentation includes 5 parts. Now I will introduce part 1, Introduction. With the development of our society and economy, national organizations and countries have opened more and more international meetings in order to solve the climatic and environmental problems. In 1997, Kyoto Protocol was signed, and it stabilized the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere at a more appropriate level to prevent severe climate change from harming humans. In 2009, Copenhagen Accord was signed, and it announced that every country would reduce carbon dioxide emissions according to the size of each country's GDP. In 2015, the Paris Agreement was signed, and in 2021, Glasgow Climate Pact reduced the coal pool and called for an end to inefficient fossil fuel subsidies. Chinese government also takes some measures to solve the problems. China will increase its nationally determined contributions and adopt more robust policies and measures to peak its carbon dioxide emissions by 2030 and achieve carbon neutrality by 2060. Now I will introduce part 2, literature review. Firstly, I will introduce 3 popular methods on the research of carbon emissions. First method is OLS based on STI-PAT model. This method often analyzes the influence of economy, technology, population, and other factors on the total carbon emissions by constructing the regression equation of carbon emissions. The second method is SDA technology. This method often studies decomposition of carbon emissions by constructing IO table. The last and the most popular method is RMDI technology. It's popular applied on the research of driving factors of carbon emissions based on panel data or time series. This paper will use this technology. And next is content review. The scholars have decomposed the carbon dioxide emissions of Chinese production based on the industry level, such as construction, agriculture, and so on. While carbon emissions on the consumptive sectors are often researched at the macro level, and it was mainly focused on the impact of individual behaviors. In this paper, there are about 2 main marginal contributions in this paper. First, this paper innovatively construct a production contribution identity so that it would be more suitable for a comprehensive analysis of the decomposition of Beijing's carbon emissions. And secondly, this paper focuses on decomposing these factors in Beijing from the urban structure while taking into account the influence of the industrial structure. Now I will introduce the method. First, I will introduce the Kaya identity. It's the core identity in this paper. There are about 8 kinds of energy, 17 kind of productive sectors, and 2 kinds of living sectors. This identity is very important. And this table shows that RMDI expressions of every driving factors of carbon emissions in Beijing, such as carbon intensity, energy structure, industry structure, and total production, and so on. Well, I will introduce the results. And then this paper calculates carbon emissions of different sectors in Beijing from 2005 to 2019. In this table, we observe that the industry contributes the most carbon emissions compared with other sectors. And in this picture is decomposition results on productive sectors. In this picture, the total carbon emissions exhibited a downward trend. The energy intensity is the foremost factor to restrain the increase of carbon emissions, while the restraining effects of energy structure and industry structure are limited. And the total production promoted emissions to increase significantly. This picture is the decomposition result on consumptive sectors. The total carbon emission first increased and then decreased in 20 and 50. The urban structure played a weak inhibitory role in the increase of carbon dioxide emissions. The population and energy intensity significantly promoted the increase of carbon emissions. The last part is recommendation. Then I think that firstly we should adjust the energy structure and create a clean, efficient, modern energy sector. Secondly, we should develop clean energy and expand the proportion of hydrogen, solar, and other clean energy in energy consumption. And third, we should collect the adjust of industry structure. And the last but not least, we should control the number of urban population. Okay, thanks. My presentation is over. Thanks.